Once you get above the 4 levels, you get to an internal level. And the internal movement of energy expresses itself physically. Now, if I were to say to you, okay, let's do a shake here, we'd have everyone going out doing their Taiji, something like this, for instance, stork spreads wings. I will said to do a shake here. Let's do a shake here. Now that's totally incorrect. The reason is that it's an internal expression, a physical expression of an internal movement. And so it must happen naturally when it has to happen. And so I explained to the students that when you get to this movement, this movement in particular is particularly good for feeling when the movement is supposed to happen. For instance, to here, the student always, when the student's ready to feel this, they always feel like a little shaking movement there. And that's all you'll feel in the beginning. You'll just feel this slight, this wish to sort of just go like this. And as you progress, as your internal energy expresses itself more physically, that expression will become bigger and larger and more powerful until you have a full Fa-Jing movement without even thinking of it. If I can get into it here, so if you can get into it here to a Hao Chuan mode, see what happened there was the body, you get to that point and it just literally, I'm not going to do it now, but the body literally, it just naturally runs into the next movement. The people who invented all this stuff were of such genius that they knew exactly where to put the movements and at exactly which time in the form to create the Fa-Jing of Taiji. And so you'll notice throughout the whole form, at the end of each session or each video, I do the form myself just so that you can see exactly how it's done. So in the beginning I'll be saying, there's a compression here, there's an opening of the waist. You'll understand what I'm talking about when you get into the video. But when you see me doing it, there's hardly any of it. For instance, you can see this movement here. When I teach it, there's 2 distinct circles there. There's and a changing of the hands. The hands are never ever this or this at the same time. There's one circle, then it backtracks like an omega sign, and then back, and then down. But if I'm to do it in Hao Chuan mode, it's sort of like this. You can hardly see the movement happening. And that was all the movement from Qi up to single whip. And yet you hardly saw any of the movement. And this is what's happened over the years. People have watched other people doing it in parks and so on, old masters, and then they've tried to emulate what they're doing. But all they see here is this. What they don't see is